Back to school season is upon us, and By Felicia Beauty is here to make sure you and your family start the school year off right. If you're in Chicago now through August 31st, you can lock in your appointment for a retwist in style at $100, a fresh set of natural hair braids at $85, and two strand twists at $100. So head over to byfeliciabeauty.glossjeans.com because spots are filling up quickly. Again, appointments can be made at byfeliciabeauty.glossjeans.com and just look for the back to school category. And don't forget the required $25 deposit. Wishing everyone a successful school year with By Felicia Beauty. Now let's get back to the show. Hey y'all, I'm Qurissy and welcome back to Photographer Life Check, where we check in about all things image making. Today we have the wonderful, the illustrious Nyia Sissac. Hey, 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 hey.
Oh, it's such an honor to be here today.
I'm so happy to have you here, darling. You look lovely. So please let us know something that you're wearing and why you love it.
Ooh, I'm wearing my favorite dress right now. You can't really tell, but it is a Madewell dress. It found it at Nordstrom Rack. It was the last one in its color. And I was like, you're coming home with me. And I love the color red. Whenever I'm talking about my art or something that I love, I always try to wear the color red. As you know, you were at my show, I actually wore the color white because I didn't want to contrast with the images.
Yeah.
But I still had a little bit of red on. I just made sure that I had some red earrings or like some red on my bottom of my shoe, something to keep that going because it just feels so connected to me and connected to my ancestors that, yeah, that's why I love it.
Can you talk more about that? In what ways?
Yeah. My grandmother's favorite color was red, and I have always been addicted to the color red because so many people have been like, red is not a color for young women. And I was like, why not? From the nails to everything. And I was like, well, why not? And as I gotten older, I was like, I feel more mature when I wear red. I feel more I feel more within myself, confident within myself when I wear red. So that's why I choose to wear red.
I love that. Clearly, this is not an accident then. I had to pull up on your type of time. Let's go.
Yes. I love it.
Also, on some astrology stuff, do you know your Venus?
Yes, my Venus is in Leo.
Ooh. My Venus is in Aries, so we're both fire Venuses.
I love it.
I don't know what the Leo means, though. Do you know? Do you remember?
Very dramatic when it comes to love. Love's hard, but also wants to be loved tenderly and softly is what I've experienced in my Leo Venus. Very wants love and is going to commit to it, but at the same time, you got to earn it and want to be vulnerable within it.
Okay, look, off top, we've learned so much about Today for me, honestly, I should just shout out the braids. Oh, actually, I really should because my sister did my hair. I love these braids so much, and she's actually having a back to school sale. So if you're based in Chicago, my sister is a licensed hairstylist and loctician, and you or your babies need to go get your hair redone. Honestly, this should have been the ad for the show. For the ad for my girl. But yeah, she's an incredible braider, loctician. She know how to do damn near everything. So go ahead and get that discount. Get your babies in school looking good.
Exactly.
Okay, now back into it, Nyia. First of all, since I'm already talking about Chicago, it is always my favorite thing when I get another Chicago native on the show. It just feels like a warm hug to me. And it makes me even more excited for when I'm able to record this podcast in person and can have you, it can actually hug you and get some of the Chicago energy actually in the room. So what part of the city are you from?
I am from the South Side. I like to say that I grew up in various parts of the city just because I feel like shout out to my dad, but every time the rent was due, my dad was moving. So I'm a little bit of South Side, a little bit of West Side, a little bit of the East Side. And it's crazy because I have such a great sense of direction that I can pinpoint each apartment he's had and been like, oh, we lived there or we stayed there. And now being as an adult, it's amazing being like, my God, my childhood was here. My childhood was there. So it's really cool to see how it comes to play. But I also have to take note that I am still a low-key suburban child. I did go to high school in Thornwood. So shout out to my T-Birds. But I love the
Okay, you
city. I
mixed.
grew up in the city, so I'm a mixed child. I'm a mixed breed, you know?
That's so real. And if you're from Chicago and you're listening, you already know. That's so accurate. Similarly, I mean, I'm only lived on the west side and I had a little stint on the north side, but I had friends and family all over the city.
Everywhere.
So I like to call like those of us who have like really been all over the city, whether we lived it or because we like had friends there, whatever, whatever. It's like final boss Chicagoan. I know exactly where I am. You said you got a good sense of direction. I do not
Yes.
have that. I confidently just go one way and we gonna see what happens.
Oh
But
no.
I truly I do not.
That's truly us. Like everyone's like, learn the grid, learn the grid, learn the grid.
And
You
it is an
really
easy
only
grid.
learn in the grid. It's easy. But I feel like that's a way for non-Chicagoans to like sneak into the city, you know?
Mhm. Honestly, we all need to shut up a little more often. Don't tell them nothing. But speaking of this Chicago love story, I wanted to shout out the fact that you were one of the first, or excuse me, the first recipient of the Tonika Lewis Johnson Photography Scholarship at Columbia. Tonika, oh my God, I love this lady. She was a
I
guest
love
on the
her.
show last season. And honestly, we could have a whole season based on this lady career. She is an incredible artist. She is thoroughly studied and knowledgeable about photography and the work that she does in the city, like a political giant. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, how did I see this when she was on the show? So I just want to pull it up. So you see, oh my God.
Yes, yes. Tanika literally paid for me to stay in school. Like, if
Bless
it wasn't for
her.
her, I really wouldn't have stayed at Columbia, I feel like. Those first 2 years were really hard adjusting to college life and just figuring out what I wanted to do because originally I was studying biology. And I told my mom, I came home with tears in my eyes and was like, girl, I ain't got it in me.
Mhm.
It was only 3 weeks in, and I was like, I ain't got it in me. I got to come home. She was like, well, you do that camera thing. Why don't you apply for school for that? And I applied to Columbia College one night, a week before graduation, got in, and have been chasing this dream ever since.
Wow, that's so
Yeah.
beautiful. So shout out to you. Shout out to your mama.
Thank you.
And shout out to Tonika. We love all three of y'all. Okay, so we're especially here to talk about Black, your new photo series that you recently put on exhibition at Host in Chicago. I was there opening night. It was absolutely beautiful. I love these images so bad. They're some of my favorite images from you. But in this research is when I actually got to learn that this photo series came about because of a collaboration between you and a poet named Angeli, where you turned two of her pieces, Black and For My Sisters, into this photo series. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because I could not find those poems anywhere online, and I really wish I did. And
Yes.
I'm so glad.
So we originally were a part of Soho Creatives Futures Collective, if I'm saying that correctly. Do
Yeah.
not hold it against me. But we did that together, and it was a 16-week program where you get paired up with a mentor, and then after you're paired up with a mentor, you have to put on a showcase. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew off the bat that I needed Jelly to be my partner. It was like, your words speak to me, and I want to turn them into photographs. I
Mm-hmm.
had this planned out, ready to go. Now, execution, didn't know how I was going to get there because I was still new to film. I had only been shooting film for about 3 months at this point, and I didn't know whether to do strobe. I didn't know whether to do constant light. I just knew I had this idea and I needed to get it off my chest, which is how most of my things go.
Fair.
It's, I like to call it, I have bipolar disorder type 2, and I have these manic episodes where I turn these manic episodes into power moments of creating artwork. And that really was my last power moment where I was like, I know what I want to do. I know where I'm going. Let's make it happen.
Hell yeah. And honestly, I think that's one of the most important things to remember when you are creating, at least for me. I shouldn't speak for all artists, but it's not really exactly about the how. It's about having that spark of like, oh, I have this idea and committing to it for real. And I love that
Exactly.
you did that collaboratively. So, was there any moment then, since you did this a part of a residency or collective, should I call it? Was there
Collective.
any point that you guys got to perform that together, like, after
Yes.
Ellie read her poem?
Yes, so she got to read her poem, and I got to show my photographs at the showcase in front of a bunch of different audiences. You know how Soho House is, everyone is there. So it's just like you have people in marketing, you have people in fashion, you have people that's into photography, all in this one room looking at you, looking to see the work that you made within this 16 weeks of learning. So
Mm,
it was incredible hearing her and hearing her poems, but also like showing my work. It was the first time that I did it outside of school because I
mhm.
had just graduated. So I was used to only doing critiques in class and not in a professional setting. So it was really cool to just have that moment and live.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the bars, or do you maybe like have them written down that really spoke to you and led you to take certain photographs?
A lot of it spoke to me of like sweeter the berry, sweeter the juice, darker the berry, sweeter the juice. A lot of it came down to that, but also how she interpreted the color blue. I feel like was
Mm,
really what spoke out to me. Black is blue, black is midnight. A lot of the times we're told that we can't be photographed in blue lighting. And I was like, well, why not? So I took HP5 and turned it into blue, and that's how we got that magical blue.
incredible. And I didn't even think about that. People always say that about Black
Mhm.
people and Black skin. It shouldn't have blue on it. And I didn't think twice about it when I seen your images. I actually want to pull them back up here. Okay, so you hear these lines in Angeli's pieces about Black being blue.
Mm.
You know, or at least maybe subconsciously, about the stereotype that Black people shouldn't have blue light on them, and you do it anyway. Love
Do
that.
it anyway.
Right? Big fan of that. Doing it anyway. Can you tell us about the choice of that though? Like,
Yeah. So really, I didn't like them in black and white or in color. I knew
mhm,
something needed to pop. Something needed to tell the story that and the point that we were trying to get across at the time.
mhm.
And I had this beautiful lighting. It was great. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, something needs to pop. And I was playing around in Photoshop and was like, magenta, purple, and blue. And that's how we got these images.
Love it. And so I saw that this is like an artist in residence series at Host.
Mm-hmm.
Are there
Mm-hmm.
any other things happening with this series during your
Yes.
time there? Ooh, can we know?
Yes. Yes, of course. Activation number 2 is actually August 23rd, 2026, 1 to 4 p.m. We're doing an artist talk with Ken Cook Jr. and Ty
Ooh.
Morris, really good friends of mine. And we're going to have a discussion about Blackness. How do we preserve our culture? Well, where do we see ourselves in the past, present, and future? And how do we hold those moments tenderly? But also, how do we let people know that we're here, you know? So I'm
How do
excited
we
for
let
that.
people know that we're
Yes.
here? I love that. That's gonna be so exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited. And then Activation 3 will be in September. Still figuring out the date, but that'll be the closing reception, and it'll be similar to the first activation where we're just going to have a giant party. Like, I want people to dance. I want them to smile. I want there to be drinks flowing. I want them to have a photo booth opportunity and just
Mhm.
get in there, you know? Have one for the ancestors.
Shout out to Han on Cam. I
Yeah.
actually just shared my Polaroid from your opening night reception. Han is so good. I love my Polaroid so much.
I love Han. Han has been such a rock through all of this.
That's what's up.
Very supportive of me, very open minded to my ideas. But when I brought this to Han was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, you better charge me your rate. Like, don't give me
Okay.
no discount. Like, I'm paying you. And she was like, I don't know how to do that. I said, yes, you do.
Right.
And I just love Han for being there for me and just overall always in my corner and just rocking out with me.
That's so tight. It's so important to encourage our friends to give us their real rates. I know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had so many conversations, especially online, about like no homie discount, no family discount. Like, I need to make a living off of this work. Like, I can't be giving out
Yeah.
everything for free. And so when we get the inverse where the artist is asking to pay their friends, it's really a beautiful, I think it creates a beautiful synergy and relationship between you and your other artistic homies. Because then also
Mm-hmm.
what I found, I had a relationship like that when we were in our the early stages of our friendship, I felt like we learned so much about what we were able to charge companies and corporations when we got there because we practiced that with each other.
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
even just like, oh yeah, girl, I asked for this amount and they gave me that amount. Like, you should ask for this amount type of thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
I want to get back to the opening night though,
Okay.
because as a presenting artist, honestly, in any industry, opening night, I feel like is a beautiful ceremony. It's always incredible. I mean, ideally, you know, you see some of your favorite people come out and support your work. That is what you want. But it isn't necessarily ideal to have the conversations you want to have about the work. And in fact, for great reason. Everybody wants to come up to you and give you love and congratulate you. And, you know, it's loud, music is playing, people are moving, people are enjoying themselves. Folks don't want to take up too much of your time because they know there are other
Yeah.
people that want to get in and do the same thing and love on you. But that means that opening night is really never the night that you get to be like, this is why I made this. This is why it's special to me. This is what's important to me. And I wanted to have more of that conversation with you here. And I'm glad you already told us there's a second iteration happening. So it sounds like even more of this conversation will be happening. And that makes me so happy for you, just
Yes.
as an artist, completely understanding. So, your piece is about Black joy and perseverance. And I'm wondering how you see that in the physical figures of your subjects.
Yeah, just the way they look with their eyes. Their
Mhm.
eyes tell such a beautiful story about what it is to live the life that we live. Like, he was looking into, I always tell my people that are in front of the camera, don't look at me, look into my soul, look through the lens into me. And
Mm,
that's how we create this beautiful magic. I feel like they were definitely giving some sort of gaze with the eyes where I was like, wow, this is magical. This is strong. This is telling the story that I wanted to tell. Like, you
mm,
could see the sorrow, the sadness, but also the joy, the happiness that comes with that.
mhm. Do you
And
think
they were just living life, you know?
Yeah. I totally can see that too. And I mean, I think that's what makes these images powerful as well. Outside of the physical form, like I was looking at these shapes that this model made. I think it's this one. Yes, yes, yes. Like
Yes. The back.
absolutely beautiful. I love a little bit of a contortion, a little bit of movement in an image. And so
Mhm.
this, I mean, it felt like so many different things to me. Are there certain ways that the physical form is inspiring you to create, specifically in this project?
Yeah, it really inspired me to do better, to push myself further, push myself outside my comfort zone, especially with posing. I tend to do the same pose a lot of the face, but I was like,
Mhm.
turn around, let me see your back. And I don't know, but it reminded me of that. It's that world famous photo of the slave and his back is whipped and he's
Mhm.
posing back turned,
Yeah.
and I was like, I want to see how strong you are. I want to see how resilient you are. Don't let these people see you. You give them what they need to see, which is just your back, because you are so strong, so resilient. And that's really what took form into that motion.
That reminds me how you brought up the ancestors being present in this work. And I saw that that's how you spoke about this piece. You
Hmm.
called it a night for the ancestors, mind, body, and soul. And I'm wondering if you heard from your ancestors after releasing this project and what they may have told you, if it's, you know, if you're comfortable sharing what they told you.
Yes, I talk to my ancestors on a daily basis through dream.
Mm.
I have this funny thing where I get, basically, it's not locked, but it's like a soft lock in my grandmother's home. And I'm in a rocking chair and there's an answering machine, and she'll talk to me through the answering machine, or I'll see her in
Oh.
the physical presence. And I remember that night coming home, having a moment to myself, because we all need that moment to decompress. And I went to sleep that night and I remember her vividly saying, I am so proud of you. And
Oh.
I'm the first artist in my family. So to hear that, to hear someone say, you
Mm.
did it, you went after what I wanted you to go do, and you made it happen for yourself, it literally, I woke up in tears. I woke up in tears for the first time. Usually I'm like scared because I'm like, what did I do? Let me get myself together when
Yeah.
she's on that answering machine. But this was the first time that I was like, oh, I did something right.
What?
Let me keep going.
I'm so
Yes.
happy for you. What's your grandma name?
Her name, so we call her name is Jean, but we call her Granny. And then I also have another grandmother. Her nickname was G, but her real name is Marie. So they interchange with each other a lot.
Come
And
on.
it's
That's
so
Granny.
beautiful.
Yeah, Granny
It's so
Jean.
beautiful.
Y'all are beautiful. I'm wondering then in this interaction or maybe others, is there something that you wanted to share with them?
Yeah, I wanted to let them know that I'm here to be a service of them. I'm here to honor them. Like with my last project, 90% of Me Is You is about honoring the ancestors, honoring my family legacy. But that work extends outside of this, where I am taking the memories that they had growing up and putting them into that black and blue type of field,
Mm-hmm.
where I see this pain, I see this sorrow from segregation all the way to up till now of like, how do we fight for our lives every day, but also how do we find joy within that?
Where your people from?
They are from Memphis, Tennessee, and then
Hey,
on my dad's side, they are from France.
oh hey, come on. I got a little bit of Memphis in mine too. Shout out to
Yes, I love my Memphis family down. I love y'all.
shout out to Memphis. Okay, and of course I want to know, how does this project nourish your mind, body, and soul? I'm imagining that there's a bit of nourishment in just witnessing this piece and being able to talk to your ancestors and bring it all together. But in
Mhm.
what ways do you feel fulfilled or satiated after
I
releasing it?
say I did it. I was really scared to put this project out on my own. And when I applied to this art residency, something was like, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Like you need to perfect it more. And I
Mm,
was like, forget it. I'm just gonna apply. And I talked to Josie, who runs the art residency, and she's like, girl, we're here to do whatever you want to do. And I was like, really? I was like, okay, so we're gonna do this, that, and the third. And she was like, let's roll with it. And to finally bring this project to life after it's been sitting on my hard drive since 2023 makes
wow.
me so happy. And that's really what's fulfilling, is that I did it. I made the prints. I did all of the printing. I did all of the framing. I did all of the matting. Like I did all of this to get to this final result. And it's been so fulfilling to know that I can do it. And I just have to push myself.
Giving yourself evidence is the
Mm,
most rewarding thing you could do. That makes me so happy
mhm.
to hear.
Yes.
Also, I mean, I think that's so important, especially for listeners who maybe haven't had their first residency yet and knowing what the options are. Can you talk about the process of
Yes.
getting the residency and what it's been like building out your show?
Yes. All I say is that door isn't locked, it's just temporarily closed. Please keep applying to art residencies. If you don't get it that year, apply the next year. They love seeing a familiar face. So that's what I did with this art residency. I applied, waited to hear back, and luckily I did get this on the first try, but I've applied to about 22 residencies this far, and I've only gotten the one. So keep applying. But building out the project was really simple this time compared to my first show that I did back in March.
Mhm.
I actually had a team to help me, which shout out to Robbie, shout out to Rach, shout out to Josie. Y'all are awesome. They basically are the social media behind all of my posts. Like all I had to do was create a Canva at this point, which is
Amazing.
awesome. But like how I like to do it is I like to take my idea, flush it out. I always start with a blank piece of paper. In that paper, I write the sizes of what I want the images to be and how I want them laid out.
Mhm.
After that, I make my little cute little template on Canva and
Yeah.
I flush out that idea. And then after that, it's the ball rolling of like, okay, materials. What do we want this to look like? Like, I'm a big person when it comes to no glass and frames. So I
Okay.
take all the glass out because I want them to look like paintings. So that's why
Mhm.
I also print on matte paper, because matte paper absorbs the blacks in our skin and makes us look so rich.
Yeah.
So I've been flushing out each idea and each module of how I want everything done, and that's how I get my little pie at the end.
Yeah. It's also I love that you mentioned that one working with a team is so nice, and it sounds like host really supports the artist while they're there.
Yes.
That's so
Yes, they really do. It's been amazing of being like, oh, someone's gonna be here to do like my BTS, or someone's gonna be here to like send out an email, or someone's gonna be here to like help you flesh out a menu. It's been really helpful. And I would say if you can work with a team, work with your community. Work
Mhm.
with your community because there are people there that want the opportunity and are willing to help you. Just give them the love and let them help you. Yeah.
I love when you get the opportunity to just be the artist. When you get the opportunity
Mhm.
to just focus on the art, and like you said, you don't have to worry about admin stuff. All you have to do is worry about how you want how you want to present the work to make it have the best
Mhm.
impact, the intentioned impact. And what a joy that is to experience. I'm so, so happy for you. Perfect. This feels like a good place to take a break, so we'll be right back. Back to school season is upon us, and By Felicia Beauty is here to make sure you and your family start the school year off right. If you're in Chicago now through August 31st, you can lock in your appointment for a retwist in style at $100, a fresh set of natural hair braids at $85, and two strand twists at $100. So head over to byfeliciabeauty.glossjeans.com because spots are filling up quickly. Again, appointments can be made at byfeliciabeauty.glossjeans.com and just look for the back to school category. And don't forget the required $25 deposit. Wishing everyone a successful school year with By Felicia Beauty. Now let's get back to the show. And we're back. So this next segment is called The Gear Don't Matter. But I love this segment because it's all about the gear that we love. We named it this because, yeah, the gear matters in terms of what you want to create and the things that you need to create it, but you don't need the most expensive camera to make what you want to make. So I want to know, what's your favorite piece of gear to use? It doesn't have to be a camera, but it can be.
Okay. My Pentax 6x7 is my favorite. It's my
Hey.
baby. It's like an SLR, but it's medium format. So it's really easy to use. If you're looking for an entry segue into medium format, highly suggested. It's been one of those cameras where I pushed myself. At first, I started off on film on 35 millimeter and I got bored of it really quickly. And my teacher was like, girl, you should not be bored of 35 millimeter. You just got here. Slow down. It's like, no, I want something more. I want something bigger. I want something that's going to push me because you only get 10 shots with medium format. So I
Yeah.
really have to preserve what I'm shooting. So
Yeah.
that's really why I went after that. And I bought it from JP. Shout out to JP. He gave it to me for $1,100 with the scanner. And I've been making magic with it ever since. And I won't get rid of it. I already named it. It's named
Oh.
Cairo.
Why does Cairo buy you? Can we get a show and tell?
Ooh, yes. Hold on.
Hey, Cairo.
Yeah. He's right here.
Hey, Cairo. I name
Yes,
all of
but
my
I love
cameras
this
too.
camera. Okay, good. I feel like we have to name things that are like cherishable to us.
I'm sentimental in that way. I got to. And also I'm like, you do so much work for me, with me. Like the least
I
I could
have
do is
to.
be like, hey baby love, I love you so much. You know
I
what I'm
love you so much. Literally.
Beautiful. Okay, so our next segment is called Photographs Not Taken. This is the moment where we get to talk about the images that live in your head. Now, I want to be clear, this isn't like you being on set and you're mad that you missed a shot and it couldn't get published because you missed it. Like, none of that. This is the images that you see in your life and you didn't photograph for reasons like maybe you didn't have a camera on you. Maybe it was an ethical decision, thinking like, oh no, this should only live as a memory, whatever the reason. I would love to know, what's your favorite photograph you wish you would have taken?
Yeah, I have two actually, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, the first one is grandmother's smile. I wish I would have taken a photo with my grandmother. When we go back to 90% of Me Is You, it references how my grandmother passed away before we all got that family group photo. And it's one that I long for, one that I cherish. But it's also another photo where I want one with my great grandmother, Granny, who is so dear and so smilish. Like I can feel her smile radiating through me. And it's just one of those moments where I was like, if I was just a hair on it, I would have gotten that shot. But I did what I could do best, which is take the photograph of print one out of my grandmother and have my mom hold it, have me standing behind her and take that moment. And that was one of the photos that I've gotten. The other one
Oh,
is
oh yeah. I'm looking for 90% of me is you. Is that on your website?
no, but it is on my Instagram. I'm so sorry.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
revamping right now.
Okay. Hey, Izzy.
It should be on there. It's like black frames.
Like the photo frame one?
Mm-hmm. It should be a black and white image of my mother, and then next to it looks like a restaurant.
Girl, I ain't know this was your mama.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh my God. This was the image that was in that exhibition. Oh, do you want to just briefly mention that one? What was that called?
Yeah. The Griffin Science and Industry Museum, Black Creativity. Yes, that was my 5th year applying for that. So when I say keep applying, keep applying. But yeah, that's my mom.
Yes, mama.
Yes, but this is one of my favorite moments. I shot this on film in my tiny 500 square foot apartment at the time. Told my mom not to breathe and was like, let me just take a couple shots of you because she always wanted her photo taken in front of my camera. My mom is not photo shy. She is Facebook galore. Like, she will post all the angles.
Girl, I'm happy for you because my mama be in and out. For a long time,
No,
she's like, no.
she
And
be
now
having
she's like,
concepts and everything.
yes, come on, creative director. But this one must be the image you were just talking about, though. This one, right?
Yes, that was the image I was just talking about.
Beautiful. And look at Grandma. Now, is this Grandma Jean or Grandma G?
That's G.
Hey, Grandma G, looking beautiful. Come on.
That was her only professional photo like she ever got taken of her.
Wow, it was so beautiful. Okay, so then your second one, please let us
Second
know.
one. It's kind of daunting, but after Granny passed, her house, I used to live in her house.
Okay.
Like, my grandmother got older. Me and my mom, we used to live in Florida. We came back to Chicago. My mom lost her job. My mom was in between jobs, and my grandmother was like, well, just stay at my house and I'll go live with my uncle. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Me and my mom were like, okay. And after Granny passed and we had already moved out before she passed, I just have not been able to bring myself to go visit the house and see the condition that it's in. So it's like a memory right here of how I want it framed. It's kind of similar to an image that I have outside already called The Light Is Still On. And I just want to have an updated version of like The Light Is Still On because I feel like her light is still in that building. However, the building is boarded up now. You understand?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's still in your family, the house?
It's still in my family, yeah. So I'm like, one of these days I'll go visit, but it's on my timing.
Okay, beautiful. Our next segment is called the POC playlist. Child, I feel like this light is too bright. That was aggressive. Okay, so POC playlist. I want to know something you're listening to, and we added to our actual playlist, and that's always linked in the show notes. And so, do you want to put us on to what you're listening to? It could be absolutely
Yes.
anything. It's all types of stuff in this playlist.
Okay, hold on. You know what I've been listening to low key? I've been on repeat with Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii.
Of course, yeah.
Specific song would be GTFO.
Period.
That's been my jam right now.
GTFO. Let me add that to the list.
I say that all the time.
Yeah. Okay. My addition to the POC playlist this week is coming again from Cruza. I cannot stop listening to them, but Cruza has just been having me in a moment. They're an incredible band. The song I'm going to say this week, though, is called Seltzer. It's just such a credible vibe. If you don't know it, just go over to the POC playlist and listen to it. And lastly, Nyia, this segment is called Shoot Your Shot. I want to use this time to have all of us here listening send you some love, send you some of that good energy, help you manifest whoever, whatever project is coming up next that you are imagining. So let us know who is somebody or company you would love to photograph.
To photograph Olandria. I know that's crazy, but
Mm.
I'm a big Love Island girl. That season had me in a chokehold, but she is just the essence right now of Black beauty, like Black Barbie doll, and I
Black
want to capture her
Barbie.
so bad. Yes, Black Barbie to a T, and I'm like, she has that it factor that I
Mhm.
know that I would do a nice editorial with. So I'm shooting my shot, Olandria. If you're seeing this, please.
Because that was going to be my next question if you wanted to do it solo or for somebody. So, a little further, who would you like to shoot Olandria for?
It's
Where do you
always been a dream of mine to shoot for Vogue, only because my inspiration is Tyler Mitchell, and he's the first African American to shoot the cover of Vogue in 112 years. So I
Mhm.
would love to chase that dream and follow up behind him.
Let's go. Shout out to Tyler, but most importantly, shout out to you, Nyia. And I totally see me and the girlies, we all see Vogue hitting your line and being like, hey, Alandria's on the other line. Do you mind if we merge the call? Because we need you for who knows? It could be America, it could be the Philippines, it could be India. Like, we need the
I'm
girls.
gone. I'm in there.
Like, let's not dream little because what do we need to be doing? Dreaming big. Nyia, thank you so much for being here. Can you please let the people know where you would like to be found?
Yes, you can find me anywhere on social media at Nyia Sissac, NYIASISSAC. Yeah, anywhere on social media. I like to be found on Instagram, but you can also find me on my website at nyiasissac.com.
As always, y'all, all of these links will be in the show notes so everybody is easily findable. And you can find us at Photographer Life Check anywhere you get your podcast, but especially on YouTube and Spotify so you can see all of our beautiful faces and all of the beautiful work that we show you every week here. And you can find me, your host, at QURISSY, also anywhere you get your podcast. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.